The internet has become a place where people can live a different version of their own life, free of insecurities. Games like VRChat that include social interactions encourage this behavior and create an alternate reality that allows people to do things and say things they normally wouldn't in real life. So the question of how VRChat affects one's mental health arises. We run around in the community to get some answers for this question. Here are some of the interviews we conducted.
I can hardly sleep anymore. I can't. I messed up my sleep schedule so bad.
Because of this
I
game?
don't know. Sleep. Yeah, I'll sleep to 4 o'clock to like 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh
I'll
shit.
be knocked out of sleep. Yeah, I'd be that bad. It really kind of messed with my head. It was like, why am I doing on here? Why am I always on here? It's like I asked these questions like, do I really want to be in this game? Honestly, 'cause my eyes started burning. I was on this game for like 7 hours straight, non-stop 7 hours, and I'll hop off randomly. So it won't be constant. I'll hop off, do something else, hop back on. It was never like stay off for a couple hours. I'll hop right back on 30 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
It was never up to an hour. I love this game, and then I started like falling off of it. Now I'm starting to get back into it. It's just that I'm hardly ever on it. I'll come and vibe with cool people. There's a lot of cool people.
Yeah. In this interview, he talked about his past with VRChat and how it really affected not only his mental health, but his physical health. There seemed to be some extreme negatives that affected him when he was on VRChat a lot. This included sleep deprivation, pain in his eyes, depression, etc. This segment aligns with another person that gave their past story with VRChat.
It definitely has in the past, but I've worked on that a lot. I used to have an IRL relationship, and I would start getting really hyper focused and hyper fixated on VR, so much to the point I would just start going to my room constantly every single day and not even like seeing anyone at that point. And I would barely see even my parents. Like it got really bad at one point. It ruins everything. And I just
Yeah.
I realized that, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna change my ways a little bit and stop a few things or put down a few things.
Yeah.
I wanted to focus more, on her as well. And every time, I actually, done things, IRL and done more things IRL, I realized how much that is so much better for me than VR.
Yeah.
Like VR has its aspects, but doing more things with her and having my job as well, and having my driver's license, being able to drive in places and stuff, doing stuff outside of this game is what kind of pulled me out of it.
As you can see, their time on VRChat started frightfully. They had a girlfriend, and over time, VRChat sank its teeth into them, slowly consuming them until their girlfriend wanted to take a break. They were losing social interactions with their friends and families, and things were looking dire. Only once they realized that VRChat wasn't healthy and was more of a crutch. They first started by removing the cyst in their life, which was VRChat. They began to make a comeback. They started doing things that they loved and made up with their girlfriend. This is a story of many, but not all of these stories have a happy ending. Let's have a change of pace and look at a more neutral and less extreme example.
My mental health is fine with this.
With the game, so you never experienced like a bad mental break on this game or anything like that? It's been mostly just positive overall?
Mostly positive, yeah, fine.
And you said you used to get on the game a lot more in the past, that's what you said, right?
Yeah.
During that time, what was some of the most positive interactions you've had?
Probably, oh, what was it? I'm trying to remember because it was ages ago. Just give me a second.
No, you're good.
Yeah, probably like meeting someone called Jay. His nickname. He was just like a really nice person.
Not really. If I could, if I was like given any other thing to do,
Yeah.
I would do it.
Yeah.
And I could ignore VRChat for the rest of my fucking life if I wanted to. The fact that I have friends here and the fact that I can make some jokes and people can laugh and like sometimes it's good, but most of the time it's just like a shitty app.
Now, as we see in both of these clips, They both say that they don't have any attachment to VRChat, and they just play the game to hang out with their friends. The second interview also said that they don't have a lot going on in their life at the moment, so they were bored and that's what led them to VRChat. These do not perfectly align with the first interviews we did, which adds another perspective to the equation, that maybe VRChat isn't as bad as it seems. We encountered a good amount of stories that were similar to these interviews, and that VRChat is just like every other game to them. We also had some people tell us more about the positive side of things, more specifically about love. Relationships can be formed over VRChat, as a congregation of people with similar interests is bound to lead to people forming connections. This interview explains this idea.
What's your best experience you've had on VRChat?
Probably meeting a very, very, very nice person that I am madly in love with.
Nice. So are you guys together? I'm assuming your most positive is meeting your significant other. Do you value that experience more, or do you think the
Oh yeah.
negative experience like kind of overshadows that?
Oh no, I definitely value that way more.
That one way more. Okay. And do you
Yeah.
think this game has impacted like your mental health in a more positive or in a more negative way?
Previously, I would have said negatively,
Hmm.
but right now I would say positively.
In the most positive way. Do you want to speak more on that like negative
Yeah.
side and like what was happening there, or would you rather be like, nah?
Okay, so previously it was just I was constantly surrounded by very bad people,
Hmm.
but then I took, I don't know, half a year break from the game, and then I came back, and then I decided now that I am around new people, I would like to help instead of just sitting by and watching.
Yeah, that's wonderful. As we've seen before, their story on VRChat started off negatively. They eventually found someone that saved them from this negative experience and turned it into a positive aspect of their life. This obviously is the biggest argument that VRChat can provide a significant positive contribution to one's life. Since VRChat is completely based upon social interactions, the possibility of love is easier to obtain compared to other games. Not only that, another aspect that is similar to this idea is that finding friends in general is a lot easier. Not only can you find actual relationships, you can find new people and groups that support you. Now again, this is not how every story ends, and it's important to take in mind that just because this person eventually found someone they love does not mean that everyone who plays VRChat will be saved from the toxic side of the game. Now that we have explored all the sides of this question in mind, it's time to gather a result based on the interviews we conducted.
Back in your
I
little
kinda-
hut. We have explored a variety of interviews. As you can see, VRChat has affected many different people in negative and positive ways. Their stories mostly start off the same way, which is usually negative. Surprisingly, most of the people we interviewed found a way to reconvene themselves in different ways, whether that be finding new people or just finding stuff to do in real life. Overall, VRChat is a very divisive game. It seems from the people that we interviewed that they either found friends in love or they just wasted their time. It's hard to say if the game is a healthy escape, but friends are a necessity for a healthy life. And this game does make it easy to find them. If you want to make some friends, VRChat can be useful, but if you just want a game to fill your time, you might want to play something else.
I just want to say thank you for watching this video. It took a lot of time and effort to make, so if you could please drop a like and subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Expect more content like this in the future. Also, while you're at it, drop a follow to our socials. They should be on screen now. Have a wonderful day or night. Goodbye for now. This negative experience and turn it into a positive aspect of their life. This obviously is the biggest
Sorry, Booger Eater 23 got on Terraria as I'm recording, so.
to one's life. Since VRChat is completely based upon
I can't breathe.
I